What about these Bears, though? I mean, coming in here, game one, a lot of hype on the team, good defense. Obviously, starting Andy Dalton, which is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard after watching the way that he played quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys last year with some of the best weapons in the NFL. You guys high on it? You low? I mean, this is going to be a tough one on Sunday night against the Rams.
I've been saying it with Andy Dalton, we get destroyed starting in against the Rams, and with Justin Fields, we get destroyed by the Rams, but make it a little bit more respectable. I just think the Rams are going to outplay us. Team is stacked. Stafford's going to come in hype. He knows the Bears. You know, it's a quarterback who already knows kind of the scouting report better than most. So it's just kind of a double-edged sword for the Bears, even if no matter what quarterback we start. But I just think Justin Fields, if you put him out there, given the game time, I think that he's going to get better earlier. And there's no point in starting Andy Dalton against this team just to get destroyed. No point.
Well, first I'll say that on all player props, all Andy Dalton player props, I'm taking the under for anything that is a statistic for him. Besides interceptions, I'll take the over. I'll take the under on yardages, completions, and all of that. But the thing that caught my attention was they're saying if they want to take Dalton out the game, they're not even going to put Fields in. They're going to put Foles in. They have Foles at the number 2 running back because they're sticking to their guns that they don't want Fields in the game at all right now because he's not ready yet. And which blows my mind. We all saw Foles last year in this offense. If I was a Bears player, I would walk off the field if that happened. Like they were saying, if something happened to Andy Dalton and they needed to bring in the backup, essentially, they were going to bring in Foles and not Fields, and that has blown my mind to hear that all day long.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. They're like going this route of like overly protecting Justin Fields, and that makes sense with a quarterback. Like they're taking the route that they should have took with Mitch Trubisky, an inexperienced player. Like Fields is a player who has a lot of experience. You can already see he kind of has a natural flow of the game. He's got the NFL timing down for the most part. I mean, granted, it's preseason, so you never know. But you got a guy like Mitch Trubisky who visibly looks nervous, but then we just throw him to the fire versus a guy like Justin Fields who looks like his timing's ready. So I get that they don't want to make the same error again, but it's not the same player. It's a completely different player. It's a player that's game ready, who tells you that they're game ready, who looks like they're game ready. You got other teams that are doing by better quarterbacks, mind you. Look at what Belichick is doing and better coaches. I mean, what Belichick is doing on the Patriots, throwing in a guy like Mac Jones. I just don't. It's mind-boggling. And to the excuse to be that we promised him coming into it, you promised him $10 million. That's where the end of the promises are. He's getting paid $10 million. I don't care. You bench him, you bench him.
Yeah, I thought that was funny that you compared Bill Belichick to Matt Nagy. You see what Belichick's doing with Mac Jones. But, I mean, I do agree with you. I mean, I don't know how you're putting any other quarterback other than Justin Fields out there. But with an offensive line like that, I don't know if I'd risk it either. Because, dude, their O-line is garbage. I know, Justin Fields gives them a better chance to win. But, like you even said, they did it with Mitch. Didn't work out. I know Justin Fields has a little bit more of a stoic face, but he's still a rookie. I thought that was funny that you said that Mitch looks like he was scared out there. I think Mitch just has a silly face. So no matter what, he looks like he's scared.
Yeah, he has that little bit of a derp face.
Yeah, derp face.
No, but I'm not comparing Nagy to the point that Belichick, like that they're on the same field. I'm saying that Belichick, who's 30 million times better of a coach and football operation guy than Nagy, is making this decision, and Nagy's saying that it's not the smart decision. That's where I'm at. Nagy, who hasn't proved himself at all, is saying that this is the wisest decision, and we should trust the process. When you got a guy out in Foxborough who's literally Mr. Football God royalty, doing the exact opposite, and their fans are okay with it. The whole team's okay with it.
Yeah, I think it's Nagy and Ryan Pace just pretty much guaranteeing themselves another year with the Bears.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, they could always just sit. Hey, we still had our guy on the bench. We're waiting.
Right.
We're trying to get everything else around him together. Now give us another year. We'll put him out there.
Right. Because if they put him out, week 8, week 10, then they can make the better case and be like, hey, we didn't have our guy out there the whole season. Like, give us a chance to win a season with him. and then it kind of it takes the onus off them, which is I mean, I'm glad that they went and made that move. That move does put the Bears in the right direction, but at the same time, I don't want these guys to be shaping Fields because they already whatever you thought about Mitch going into it, whether you were hyped about it, whether you're pissed about it, whatever you thought about, they botched it. You know what I mean? Whether it wasn't the talent, was the coaching, whatever it was, they botched that situation. So I'm not here for them to botch another quarterback.
I am so excited with the way that Mitch looked in preseason that we can come back to my takes on Mitch. I'm hoping one day that he looks like he's playing behind a competent offensive coordinator, a great team.
Yeah,
he looked good. Granted, it was just preseason, but I can't wait to see that next job, guys. Just to see if we can get you guys to put your foot in your mouth.
Hey, attitude matters. I was always a Mitch guy. People always made fun of because I was a Mitch guy. Attitude matters. The Bears quarterback situation, 90% of why they fail, well, maybe not 90%, 75% of why they fail is the pressure between the media, the fans. It becomes too much. It becomes almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like the Bears are meant to have a shitty quarterback, even if the quarterback is good going into it.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever gave Mitch a fair chance, to be honest with you, just because I was so heavily invested in getting Deshaun Watson that year.
Yeah.
I mean, having watched him in college, watching basically all the Clemson games, having watched him go against Bama twice, having then traded up to get the second pick, I literally thought we were taking. And I just feel like I was just at that point, I'm over it. Maybe I didn't give Mitch the chance that he deserved, but his play on the field was trash for the Bears, whether it was our coaching, our offensive line, or his lack of talent, whatever it was, all of the above. He didn't work out with him in Chicago. And maybe if he becomes a Tannehill later on in life and he has one or two good seasons, Elliot can take a foot out of my mouth. But for right now,
4 years from now, he's going to be telling everyone to draft Mitch Trubisky in fantasy.
Yeah,
I will.